Hi, my name is Julia Ivnik. I've been working behind the chair for 9 years. For the past 3.5 years of my career, I've been working at Zano Salon in Lisle, Illinois, specializing in hair color and formal styling, working primarily with Hair Styles products. 2 years ago, I was given an amazing opportunity through Zano to become an educator to help train the new talent that comes to work for the company. And I've been very involved with all in-salon training. Today, what I'm going to show you is a really fun updo incorporating some waterfall braids that kind of connect together and create a really cool basket weave kind of look. What I did to prep the hair today was I shampooed first with Main Force Architect. I then conditioned with Simone Anti-Usure. I chose these two products because it's very lightweight, it won't make the hair heavy, and it adds incredible shine to the hair. Once I towel dried her, then I went in and sprayed from zone 1, 2, and 3. I used Fluidissimi spray. This is absolutely one of my favorite products because of thermal protection, frizz control, and it also adds shine to the hair. Once I got that all the way combed through, then I went in with Volume Effique, and I applied that mostly to the crown. Whatever was left on my hands, I kind of just ran through the ends. After I combed that all through, I went in with the round brush to give added volume and to help smooth the ends a bit. Once she was all blow dried, I then took VIP Volume in powder and just sprayed it all over and kind of worked it in with my hands. This is a really nice product to give texture and volume without leaving any residue or stickiness to the hair. Once that was in, I then took a 1.5 inch barrel iron and curled just loosely throughout. I didn't curl necessarily because you're going to see curls in the end result, but more just to give a little bit more texture and kind of fatten the hair up in a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started with our first section. So I went ahead and parted her off. I started at about the end of her left eyebrow and took that to a diagonal back to right about to the back of her right ear. This is our first section we're going to work with. I just clipped this bottom part off to kind of get it out of the way because we don't need it quite yet. So I'm going to go ahead and start with our first braid here. I'm going to take about a 2-inch section from the top. Make sure this is nice and smooth. We're going to break this into our three pieces. We're going to start with our right section crossing over the center, and then our left section crossing over the center. We're going to pick up from the right, and cross that over. And for the waterfall braid, we drop this piece and pick up the hair behind it. And then cross that over the center. I'm going to go ahead again, pick up from the right, cross that over the center, drop this section out, and pick up the hair behind it. Cross that over the center, picking up from the right, crossing that over, dropping our section, and picking up the hair behind it. I'm making this braid go in the same direction as I did with the parting, so on a diagonal back. I'm going to pick up from the right, cross over the center, drop that hair out, and pick up from behind. And this is our last section for our first braid. Cross that over, drop your section, pick up the remaining hair underneath, cross that over, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do a little more of a traditional braid. We'll worry about this hair that's left out later. And I'm just going to secure that with a little hair tie so it doesn't come unraveled. And we're going to clip this out of the way for now. So now we're going to get into our second waterfall braid. And this time it's just going to be a little bit different because we're going to use our pieces that we dropped from the first braid and connect them into the second braid. So I'm going to start it the exact same way. First section from the very front to right behind the ear. Smoothing that out. Starting again with our 3 sections. We're going to cross the right over the center, the left over the center. I'm not going to drop this piece quite yet because you want to get a little bit farther back behind the ear. So for the very first part, when we pick up from the right, we're going to grab the piece that we dropped with our first braid, cross that over. Instead of dropping this out quite yet, I'm just going to do one more across. I'm going to pick up from the right with our section we dropped from the first braid, cross that over. Now I'm going to drop this first section and pick up the hair behind it, crossing that over the center. We're going to pick up from the right, cross that over the center, drop that section out, and pick up the hair behind. Picking up from the right, crossing over the center, dropping your section, picking up the hair behind. Picking up our last little tail from our first braid, crossing that over, dropping that hair, pick up from behind, pick up from the right, and go ahead and we're going to do another traditional braid. And I just go ahead and tie this one off like I did the first one. And clip this out of the way. So now you can see we have our first waterfall connected into the second waterfall. So for our last section here, we're going to do just a regular French braid to connect the waterfalls, but we are not dropping any sections out this time. So we're going to start again the same exact way. I'm going to take your 3 sections here, cross the right over the center, left over the center. We're still picking up the pieces we left out on our second braid here when we pick up from the right, except instead of dropping that section, we're just doing a regular French braid, picking up this section from our second braid, crossing that over, Crossing it over, picking up our last piece that we dropped from our second braid. And again, I'm going to polish this off with a traditional braid down to the end. And go ahead and tie that off. Okay, so now that we have all of our 3 braids put into place, we just have these sections that are left out. So what I'm going to do with these is now take each individual braid and braid those together into a traditional braid. So right over the center, left over the center, right over, left over. It's really cool. It gives kind of like a 5-stranded braid type of look. So I'm going to braid that all the way down to the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is just take this and kind of just roll it up to create a loose bun kind of look at the bottom here. And we're just going to secure that right into place. I really like doing braids with updos because it's a very classic look. I feel like they're very easily incorporated into lots of styles. It gives a little bit of flair and individuality to each different updo that you do. And they always look different when you're using them on different types of texture of hair, different colors of hair. All right, so we got that secured into place there. So now I'm going to go ahead in with Lac Noir. This is a firm hold hairspray that is also an anti-humidity, so which is great for people that need styles to last all day. So I'm going to hold this about 8 to 10 inches away, give it a good spray all over. And then I'm just going to kind of go through and with my fingers just piece it out a little bit, just to give it a little bit more of an edgier look. You could keep it all put into place for more of a daytime look. So just pulling these out a little bit, kind of one by one here. Just gives it a little bit of a looser kind of feel, a little bit softer. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Julia Ivnik from Zano Salon.